Women are very good with smelling disingenuous agendas. We have to manipulate our ways into people's hearts. It's all about emotions. Today we're talking about bad boys and why Will Smith is an antithesis of his hero in the movie. Nah, I'm just kidding. We'll be discussing what you should do in order to become one. Or more specifically, we have a lady to tell us how to act and what kind of an attitude you should have in order to make your bad boy qualities to come forth and put a spell on your female object of interest.
Honestly, when people use the term bad boy, they aren't even talking about things that, a bad guy does. So I think a lot of you watch videos like that and you get a little bit confused and think you need to act a certain way or be a certain way, when in reality, you don't need to do any of that or play those games or waste your time. So let's just tackle this video as things that guys that are successful with women are doing that all of you should be doing too.
Just a quick note. All of you should play games. Games is what life is about. I mean, early on, even Shakespeare noted that life is a theater and we all wear masks, play characters, personas, so that we don't reveal too much of our true nature. I mean, I get it. It's a desire to have someone genuine to interact with so that you don't have to become cautious of every single thing that comes out of their mouths. But reality is that we always play games, regardless if it's in personal or professional life, in order to further our agendas, in order to go to places that we desire. We have to manipulate our ways into people's hearts.
Number one, they're independent. The last thing you want to do is be needy and clingy. This is a surefire way to get a girl running for the hills. And this is something that the stereotypical nice guys and simps do that a lot of people talk about here on YouTube that ultimately never ends well for anyone. You really want to have your own life going on and be an independent guy who can stand on his own and be confident in the life he has created. Being independent and knowing that you'll be just fine on your own no matter what happens is so attractive to women and so much more attractive than that guy who is needy and clingy and desperate and blowing up her phone. Guys who are successful with women have their own life going on and in return feel more comfortable inviting someone to be a part of it, and girls find this so incredibly attractive.
Starting off, I would like to mention that simp is a short for sympathizer. A person, usually a man, who is very keen of being a doormat for women in hopes of getting some plus points, maybe scoring something eventually, which most often than not doesn't happen. Women are very good with smelling disingenuous agendas. They know that you are playing games. They know that you want something more, something else. And regarding the clinginess, it's very obvious. No one would like to have someone who is onto you 24/7. Calling, texting, giving a lot of compliments, being self-deprecating in order to raise the status of his partner. And this goes beyond intimate relationships. Imagine having a friend who is always on to you, doesn't have own personal life, and tries to revolve all of his free time around you. I've seen clingy parents, very insecure, who pedestalize their children because they feel bad for past indiscretions or the ways they felt that they wronged their children. It's actually quite pathetic to watch. Children having more power than their parents. It's like watching a Monty Python episode. The core of clinginess lies in issue of self-esteem. You are so desperate to keep up with your partner or to lock them down that you are forcing yourself upon them in hopes that the excessive love will keep them around, which of course backfires and results in totally opposite effect.
Number two, we've got a sense of humor. And I'm not talking about being mean to someone thinking that that's a sense of humor. It really is just about not taking everything so seriously, being able to have a little bit more of a lighthearted conversation and keep things light and fun. Joking around and being sarcastic every now and then can really make someone feel a lot more comfortable around you and not like they have to put their walls up and be super serious all the time. A big part of getting to know someone is letting your guard down. You feel more comfortable, you can joke around. If a girl feels like she can't do that with you, it's going to be a little bit harder for her to get to know you. So again, you don't want to cross the line and act like a complete jerk. I think this is an area where a lot of guys get confused. There's videos telling you to be mean to her or act like you don't like her, and to that I would say do not do any of that. It's not good advice, but you should be able to, kind of poke fun, laugh at each other, and throw in a joke every now and then.
Myself, I'm somewhere in the middle. Joking around oftentimes implies that you have to self-deprecate, making a clown out of yourself so the person of your interest finds you funny and witty. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a stereotypical be mean advice, which I don't think someone gives out. It's not about being mean, it's about bantering and being a little bit cocky, giving out some snotty remarks, like with a brother sister type of situation. But it's a fine line, it's a push-pull technique. I mentioned this in one of the recent videos where a young lady told us that girls love when guys joke around with them, banter with them, and be cocky mean. Not in a negative way, but more like showcasing detachment from the situation and displaying take it or leave it attitude. Like if I say something and you become very mad because you don't think that it's appropriate, I won't kiss your ass. And of course, I'm not encouraging to be mean. I'm just saying that you have to have a detached attitude to the outcome and have the mindset that you will meet somebody else next day, next month. So if you have enough charisma, poking at her, making fun of her in a kind way, lightheartedly is a great segue into her heart. I'm saying heart because it's all about emotions.
Number 3 is one that is so cliche and talked about all the time, but I had to put it in here because it is so important, and that is confidence. So we know women love confidence, but what exactly is it about confidence that makes it so attractive to women? So a reason why women love this is because it's incredibly masculine, and it's been shown and proven that women are attracted to men who are more masculine because it shows dominant and leadership behavior. Women prefer men with masculine attributes that show dominant behavior. Confidence is a sign of masculinity. It shows that he is a strong and suitable partner, which attracts the woman in his life. A confident man believes in himself and knows what he brings to the table, and often that is very evident in other parts of his life too, not just his relationships. Confidence is sexy, straight to the point, and will always be more attractive than someone who lets insecurity run their entire life. If you've ever watched a movie or a TV show with like the stereotypical bad boy, they're always guys who are really confident and sometimes a little bit arrogant, which we want to avoid. There's a thin line between confidence and arrogance that we want to make sure we stay in that confident category. So definitely be sure to keep that in mind when you're interacting with women and really just in your life in general. But that confidence factor is really important and really helps in success with women.
I discussed confidence several times on several occasions. Bottom line, confidence displays a lot of competence. It showcases that you are very secure in your skills, you know your way around people, you know how to be social, you know how to get things done. You have the means and tools to get to the point that you desire and have planned out. Besides that, what I would like to mention is that these qualities could easily be attributed to women as well, specifically in the current climate that we are experiencing right now, you know, where we're trying to erase the differences between genders, or excuse me, sexes. But the result of this always confuses the females because they think that if they are independent, if they are humorous, if they are confident, that will attract more men to their lives, which is not true. Those are masculine qualities. We are always attracted to the opposition, something that is 180 from what we are, and having a masculine qualities in a woman detracts from her attractive powers. We are drawn to cutesy type of girls, coquette, very caring and nurturing, soft-spoken, knowledgeable, and very respectful towards their counterparts.
Number 4 is being direct, and this is one that makes guys stand out because not a lot of guys are doing this. Guys who are nervous and insecure around women don't tend to get the girl because they never go for it. The guys who are successful with women are able to pursue them, go after them, and ultimately get what they want. A guy who knows what he wants is sexy, and girls like to be approached. I know things have changed and a lot more women would approach men, but I think it's still incredibly rare, and at the end of the day, most women would prefer to be approached by you instead of having to do it themselves. So a direct approach includes honesty, authenticity, and expressing yourself in an assertive way. When a guy takes the lead and initiative when it comes to things like approaching and pursuing, it makes her feel safe and secure, which allows her to embrace her femininity, which is what a lot of you guys say that you want. So if you want that in a woman, you have to be able to do your part and approach her and make her feel that way. Of course, women have to put in work too, and I'm not saying that you guys should be doing everything and taking the lead on everything forever, but in those beginning stages and for initial attraction, it is important to kind of set the groundwork there and to make her feel that safety and security that's going to allow her to let her guard down and be more comfortable with you. And you shouldn't be bending over backwards or putting a ton of work and effort into someone who's not giving you that in return. I mentioned that a lot on this channel, that your time, effort, and energy should be reciprocated. So if it's not, again, you have to know when to walk away, but you have to be willing to put in the work in the beginning. We all know that women love confidence, a sense of humor, and success, which all require a man to be direct, straightforward, and open.
Being direct is about being assertive and knowing what you are going for, demanding something in return because you know your own value and won't back down unless you achieve your goals. And I would say that being direct is something that you cultivate throughout years. It's a skill when you come to a point where you are tired of wasting time and you want to get to the point, get straight to your objective, see what your options are. If something is intriguing, you jump into it. If not, you retract. A great example for this would be like asking a girl, are you hungry? Where do you want to go? Are you bored? What should we do? Would you like to travel with me? What destination? There are too many guys who are afraid of stepping onto the woman's toes by being assertive, knowing what they want, so that they give out their power in hopes that she would appreciate the possibilities, the options that they're offered. But it ends up backfiring because women want to be led. They want a self-confident, strong leader. So when you're scheduling a date, you call to that woman. You set up a place, you set up a time, and in a subtle way, you convey that there's no room for flakiness.
Number 5, we've got body language and social skills, two things that should absolutely never be ignored. Confident guys often have their body language in check. Again, think of the bad boys in movies in your head and how they've got that swag, they move a certain way, they're really good at eye contact and, you know, making someone feel comfortable through their body language. So eye contact, being open and inviting in conversations, having an open body pose, all of these things contribute to your body language and the way that you're perceived by others. And I think often people overlook the importance of body language and just how important it is for that initial attraction and interacting with a woman. Body language plays a huge role in a conversation and often shows how you're feeling without even using your words. So I don't want any crossed arms or looking at the ground. I mean, think if I was having a conversation with you right now and here I am looking at the ground. Are you engaged at all with me? No. So you really want to sit up straight, make eye contact, have open body poses that make that other person feel more engaged and invited into the conversation that they're having with you.
The first impression is the most important, and it's how that woman will recognize you. And remember, I have a video on body language, and there I talk about how to keep your body posture in a correct way. First time you see her, you walk towards her. That's the aura, that's the picture that will etch onto her eyes. You have to emanate confidence, masculinity. When you're sitting down, don't lean towards her all the time, showing that you are needy, or give all your attention to her. Lay back, relax, pretend that you own the place. Lastly, I would like to say that you cannot copy being bad boy. You might try to fake it initially, but she will recognize it straight ahead after a short period of time. The term bad boys is a trope, and at the core it refers to a person who is very decisive, assertive, and not as conformant as the majority. This young lady had some good points. Watch this video to see what she thinks about masculine men. What bad boy qualities do you value most? Tell me in the commentary section. But for now, Hossein, out.